I'm learning how to bake cakes by making one every month, and this month I made a pastel decorated marshmallow cake for Easter. I'm also debuting my new recipe card format, which I'm really happy with. I started with a chocolate chiffon cake. The recipes for the cake, filling, and frosting all had a lot of intermediary steps, which made everything feel more complicated than usual. Going in, I was 0 for 3 on sponge cakes. They always come out too dense. This time, I focused on folding less and using proper technique. We don't have toothpicks in the Neko household, so I used a meat thermometer to swirl the batter. You work with what you've got. For the marshmallow mousse, the recipe asked for 300 grams of marshmallows. I really should have noticed something was wrong, but my mind was too jumbled. I made a separate marshmallow frosting using another 200 grams of marshmallows. Mr. Neko has been cooking a lot with AI, so I decided to give it a go with a recipe that AI gave me. I let the mousse cool too much since folding the marshmallow base with the whipped cream created lots of lumps. Thankfully, it was a filling, so it didn't matter. I separated some of the frosting into bowls so I could color them with blue, green, pink, yellow, and purple. The chiffon cake came out really tall for once, which gave me a huge morale boost. Getting it out of the pan was another story, even with oiling and flouring the bottom. More oil next time, maybe? Then, while stacking the layers, I realized that I had way too much mousse. I only used half of it, but I was already running low on the frosting. It made no sense to use an entire bowl of marshmallows for some mousse that just goes between 2 layers. What followed was a frustrating back and forth with AI. It kept forgetting its own recipe and making things up when I asked for corrections. Tilted, I gave up and mixed some of the filling into the frosting to stretch it. Now the frosting was a little runny. I stacked the cakes, I chilled it. I did a crumb coat, I chilled it. I put another layer of the frosting, and then guess what I did? Yup, I chilled it. Chiffon cakes are super delicate, so keeping it cold between steps really help. I marked spots for colored dollops and piped them on. Limited piping tips meant they came out looking like little poops, but honestly, kind of charming. They reminded me of those marshmallow peeps. I tried to reposition one that was off center, which made it worse. I finished it off with sprinkles and some marshmallows in the center. Total time, 5 hours and 4 minutes. Longer than I wanted, but the cake tasted amazing. Super spongy, although with a slightly grainy texture I couldn't quite put my finger on. Either way, the marshmallow diabetes carried it through.
Oh, so good. It truly is a marshmallow cake.